and today we are going to build this. Okay, arpeggiator. Let's create a quick synth using a few elements. Create the output here and create a MIDI note. This is going to be a basic saw wave synth now. So if I hit a key, you will hear a releasing saw wave. A very loud releasing saw wave, sorry. This way it's going to be okay. And the idea is that we won't trigger it with this trigger, but we will trigger it with a Euclid, like this. And the Euclid needs a clock input, so create a clock and put a variable in between the Euclid and the input flag. So if we start the transport and we hit a key, this works, but we need to gate the clock based on the MIDI notes, so the clock won't move further when the gate is not running. So we create another variable and plug in the gate here. Let's say this is something that works, but we could also just multiply the gate. Yeah, I'd rather do that because that looks a bit better, like this. So this is nice, and this way the notes we play are always quantized. So let's turn on polyphony. Let's give it, let's say, 12 voices. Nice. So the idea is that we create different pitches for all the unison voices. So let's crank up unison to 3 and give a different pitch to each unison voice. So I create a unison node and create a custom function. And since I have the unison set to 3, I will set the x minimum to -1, the x max to 1. These are fine, and I will make this from the vibers 12, and this way I can set the 3 notes, like the first unison voice is going to be the same that I play, the second one is going to be 3 semitones higher, and the final one is going to be 7 semitones higher, so it's a minor chord. And if we add this to the pitch, as soon as we hit a key, we will hear a chord playing the... That's nice, but we want a different pattern for each unison voice, and for that we are going to make use of the unison spread again. So I use the spread, and in this case I will set this from 0 to 1, and let's say 4 bars like this, and this way I can plug this into the field modulation, crank up the field modulation, and I just leave it on X snapping now. So whatever I put here, these are going to be different patterns for each unison voice. So let's take a listen. and this is nice. We can also, so I this is the fill spread, and let's create another one for the offset. Plug in the spread here. This is going to be the offset spread, and this will be from 0 to 4, let's say, and plug this into the offset input. And yeah, here I turn on snapping for all of this, and if the notes are the same, no, it's good, okay, like this. But if we give the similar feel to each of these unison voices, so the pattern is the same for everyone, then we are going to get a simple arpeggiator. But as soon as we change a pattern, we can get polyphonic arpeggiator. So this is nice once again. And we can make this even more complex by giving a different length for each voice. So now we will have a pretty complex sequence. So here we are going to go from 0 to 16, let's say, crank up the modulation for the length, and yeah, well, okay, from 4, no, yeah, that's okay, and then it's 12. So now one of the notes is going to have a length of 4, like 10, 12, and 13. So this is going to be pretty asymmetric. Nice. And the only thing I don't like is that this is only minor chords, so I'm going to create a scale, and here I'm going to receive the pitch modulo by 12, subtract the modulo from the pitch, like this, and simply add the modulo by a custom function back to the pitch. And output the pitch. And this way we can do it like this. And now I can draw in my favorite scale, the E minor scale. So this is C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. So on F I want to have E, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, and B. And this is the scale I'm using in most of my songs, so this should work for me. Pitch goes there, pitch comes there. So this is nice, and let's give this a bit more of a nicer synth sound. I like introduce a filter and give it an envelope like this. Nice. Let me delete this scope from here because we don't need it for the time being, and let me create a reverb here. And what we can do is to create some randomness in velocity. So I create a pseudo-random node, plug in the cycle, input into the preset, and trigger output into the gate input. And for the maximum, I'm going to choose, yeah, that's between 0 and 1, it's nice. And let's plug this into the velocity input of the filter and crank up the velocity. I hope you had fun. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.